This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. For those listening with or without tattoos, which is a hot topic on the podcast today.
It sure is. We're going to dive deep. Deep dive.
Deep dive. We're
Deep
gonna
dive
deep.
into tattoos that you might get for your partner. Highly personal tattoos.
I'm surprised that you've revealed the one that you've had. When did you get that? Because it's not often you have a snake's head coming out of your bum crack.
I don't think that was...
I want to know where the rest of the snake is.
Oh, I've been called a little viper in the past. Have you got a tattoo?
No.
Are you sure?
No, you're the only thing I can't get rid of.
Oh, and you've tried, apparently.
That is not true.
Come
I would
on.
get your name tattooed on my wrist.
No, we're going to chat tattoos.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about kissing.
Oh, you are talking about
Yeah,
kissing. This is with Matt Damon, are you?
Throwing the old bloody... man. Well, mate Damon. We're good mates. Went to the footy once.
Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Never had him on the show.
Haven't we?
You would have thought that...
What annoys me a little bit, though, is you constantly pushing to get him on the show where he's just sort of more of a personal mate. Like, we don't... I'm not friends with him to try and use or exploit his genius and his ability and his fame and get him on this show. It's
he's
just
been on numerous
friendship.
radio shows around Australia because he's friends with them.
Mate Damon. He has come out and done an interview talking about the movie We Bought a Zoo, which was Matt Damon, and he's described the kiss that he had with Scarlett Johansson. As you can imagine, Matt Damon said, I get a kissing scene with Scarlett Johansson. Oh, man, do I have to? Of course, what an honour that would be. She's beautiful. He said what was happening, though, and it was quite good. It started really well, and they had a two-shot of them kissing. It was quite romantic, and he said the kiss was great. The kiss was terrific. Then we had a break and it was lunchtime and they both assumed that the kissing scene was over.
Yeah.
He said she went and ate an onion sandwich. Not long after, the director came up and said...
Just onions? There's got to be...
Just onion.
What?
Maybe a little bit of garlic in there too. Who
He's
knows?
rocking up the subway and just asking
God.
for onions would be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
Get Tony Abbott just to eat through an onion. You don't even need the bread. The director came up and said, guys, we need to do a tight on that kiss. Need to do a tight. We need a tight shot on that kiss. So they found themselves close together again, kissing. And he said it was horrible. Those onions had come through from one mouth to the next. We've all had it, haven't we?
Can scar you for life, can't it?
I mean, when you are getting into the age where you're discovering someone you might be interested in, that first kiss comes with so many nerves.
Right,
and you just want to get it over and done with, and you want it to work, and you want it to feel right. A girl that I ended up dating with, a girl I kissed once, the first kiss was terrible.
Well, you're giving away too much information.
Not for you. It's just in case she was to listen to the show if Tom slid this into the National Hour. But it wasn't a great kiss, mate. It was very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like a kiss. And I think what always made a good kisser was someone that just had the ability to mould to the other person's rhythm and style. Would that be fair?
But how can you do that for a young person? How can you pick that up straight away?
You just match to what they're doing. But in this situation, she was like, wow, almost headbutting me.
You don't have to.
Moving
You
so
don't have
forward.
to show
Well,
us,
I didn't
mate.
really know. I mean, I could come over.
You know
if you
what?
didn't have that moustache, I'd come over and play
Your
one on you.
interpretation of aggressive, I think that's all we needed to know.
Like, blah.
What, she was vomiting.
But then but then quite often there'd be stories of people that were. Well, there was one guy we went to school with, and his nickname was just Slobber, because he would dribble. He would eat the poor girl's face, and she'd be left with dribble coming out of her mouth and also his mouth.
You've got to learn. It's anything that you pick up for the first time. You've got to learn how to do it. I mean, I was the clasher of teeth. I used to go in with teeth, which you realise straight away. It's quite jarring when you hit someone else's teeth.
Oh, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like a car accident. Even if it's 20 k's an hour, you still feel the impact.
I told you my first ever kiss, and that's the hard thing about it, because we had barriers. It was our Year 7 graduation, and everyone who was boyfriend and girlfriend had to go in behind the barriers while everyone else came over the top, and they would do a countdown to see how long you would pash for.
Awesome.
So
How'd you go?
I was watching. Oh God, Craig Stevens, Dion Cash was in there, and they were going.
How'd Cashy go?
I think. Robert Hillman was in there for a minute and a half, and I'm going, I'm not going to kiss Kate Ridley for a minute and a half.
How'd you go?
How do you breathe?
Fitzy.
Did he learn the didgeridoo beforehand to learn how to breathe
Circular
through
breathing.
his nose?
How'd you go? How long?
Well, I would have been probably 20 seconds, and then there was a few boos, and it was like, oh, what was that?
No. Tommy, where was your first kiss? That's actually something I don't know. Thought I knew most things about you, Tim.
No, I took a girl to the footy, and it was beside Light Tower number 3 at the MCG.
Wow. You took a girl to the footy? Who were you pretending to be?
Yeah, she was a
what?
Hawks fan.
What did you? She was a Hawk. A Hawk. A what?
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
No, Hawks is in Hawthorn. She was not.
Didn't that happen to Anthony Kiedis as well?
Got it.
Oh my!
I mean, if that's how you want to get your first kiss, but a bit weird that you're taking it to the MC. For great deals and cheeky getaways, whatif.com has just the place.
A winter hideaway is great, but bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, apartments, holiday rentals and more.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
You're a bit of a romantic, Fitzy, and I do love that you have a little tattoo on the side, like running down the side of your palm there.
Yes.
Now, it's not BJ's name, but it is a word that connects the two of you, isn't it?
It's true. Spandau Ballet. Have you got Spandau Ballet's True? That was our wedding waltz that we had at our wedding, and we decided just to get a little tattoo together, a little bit of cursive on our hands. Well, we were at breakfast the other day, and she just had her hand up on her face, and I completely forget that it's there sometimes because I can't see it. I can't really see it until I turn my hand around.
She told me that you guys got that because you had an issue with actually telling the truth. You would lie a lot.
Yeah, it was a little reminder, and that's why Fitzy had it on that part of his hand that he can't see and is never reminded to be truthful.
It's the one word I say with the lie detector.
Yeah.
True.
I think it's very sweet. And I have to say, you wrote a lovely post about BJ over the weekend. It was her birthday. And I had a little tear in my eye because you are always so... I mean, you're lovely about Lisa too and take lovely photographs of her.
What you said off it.
No, but you're so... I think you're a little romantic. I think you might love her very much.
Do you know what happened? I found a photo that I'd forgotten about, and it was her when I first met her when she was working at the Adelaide Airport for Virgin. And I thought,
she looks like a baby in
She
that.
looked like a baby. And I remember, as soon as I saw it, I used to just stare at her at the airport for hours.
And you were never arrested?
And she would give me nothing.
Yep, you didn't have any baggage at the time.
I wasn't even flying.
You were dressed as a maintenance man in high vis, pretending to handle the bag.
I'm just checking in again. We don't have your name. This is the 14th time you've asked today.
And we've been shut for half an hour now.
Stop coming in. Well, your tattoo is, I think, very classy and classic. This tattoo I want to talk about, and it is a personalised tattoo, but about as personalised as you can get. It's so far from being kind of classic and classy.
What did they go for?
And I would be mortified as well. This woman who has a husband, she went away and spent some time with a friend, interstate or somewhere, and so she called home to check in with her husband and the cats, and he's trying to subtly but not so subtly show her something that like a marking on his.
So is this like a surprise? He got a surprise tat, Kate?
This is the thing. He went and had the tattoo without chatting it through with her first. Now, I'm not saying you have to get permission from your partner.
No, it could be a beautiful tribute
to get a tattoo. But if you're going to get the face of your partner tattooed on your leg, maybe run it past them.
You're an idiot.
First.
Idiot.
So, and he wasn't, I mean, I'm surprised she didn't know what was going on because I think she says the week before he started asking her little questions like, what's your favourite photo of yourself? When do you think you look great? So I think she just, flicked a photo through to him. I really like this one. And now that face of that photo is tattooed
on his leg.
Yeah, she actually got really upset about it. because you can't. I mean, in that situation, it's very hard to
Is it on the
hard
thigh?
to hide your. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, when he goes down
Oh,
the
is it
beach
the
in his
calf?
short
No, I
boardies.
couldn't- yeah.
At 13, 24, 10, I would love to... Did your partner get a surprise tattoo of you and present it to you? And what was your reaction when they presented it to you?
Danny Green's got the kids on his bicep, right? And
An actual photograph
photo.
style.
Yeah, you'll see their face there. Has it ever happened to you, though? Has anyone gone head over heels and said, I'm going to impress Kate Ritchie with a tat?
Well, not my face. It's probably because they have way too many photos to choose from. I mean, it's such a hard
What do you
decision.
want, Logie's red carpet?
But as far as I do, there is someone who has my initials.
A fan, or were you with
No,
this
well,
person?
they were a fan for a short period of time. And I'm not
Where's
sure
the
if
tat, Kate?
It's on their wrist, and I do have to say, I mean, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't
do
a
have to
fan.
say.
Did they tell you before they got it?
it was the same scenario. So it was a surprise. And I think maybe if I'd been told about it, I could have warmed up to the idea.
Yes.
But to be presented with something that's not an option, like that's it.
So what does
It's
it say?
there. It's just my initials, KLR.
Oh, which sounds like a
And quite
Tirana. It sounds
large.
like a Tirana. The new KLR
The
Tirana.
KLR.
And whereabouts is it?
It's on the wrist. It's quite large. I mean, what am I going to do about it?
Can you please reenact for us how you reacted? When,
I'll pretend to show you. Ready?
When he presented it to you, what?
Hey, Kate, I've got something here I want
Well, how do you know it was a man?
Tommy, say action. Well, it wasn't your mum.
Well, that'll
Tom,
be
say
the-
action.
And action.
Hey, Kate, got something I wanted to show you that I think is a beautiful tribute to you. Have a look.
Oh my god! I was dying inside, and I just pretended the phone was dropping out because I was international.
Oh, so you were overseas?
Yeah,
Oh, Kate, this is full on.
Is it still there on the person?
I would imagine so.
This is
But that's why I think having a tattoo, unless it is your mum, your relationship with your mum is never going to change. They're always going to be your mum.
Tommy's got a very similar one on his wrist. Show Kate your KKK one.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good.
Do you know what we should have done, Fitzy?
beautiful.
Being commercial radio, when Kate Ritchie joined the show, we should have said, let's prove your commitment to the show if you want to join it. Like,
Fitzy.
congratulations on the role again.
Oh, but congratulations to you.
You should have got Fitzy and I pictures of our heads
Where?
tattooed on your bum cheeks.
Left butter.
So there we are.
But there's no room for you and Fitzy on my butt cheeks because I've got a W and a W that makes a big wow.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I've got a wedding story for you guys. I can't even remember.
Congratulations. No?
You heard it here first. I can't even remember the last wedding I went to. Am I too old for weddings now?
What's the best wedding? Is there one that stands out in your mind, Kate, where everyone just got loose on the dance floor?
I don't think that makes a good wedding.
I do.
I think the idea of people going to a wedding and drinking too much and behaving inappropriately and treating it like it's an average party.
Yeah.
That makes me so anxious.
Oh, Kate, give me a break. That's the best bit about it. And then there's always a family member that drinks too much, makes a fool of themselves, and that's the entertaining bit. Then there's a fight between two families.
Oh, yeah.
That gets even better.
Which weddings
Shirts
are you
get
going
ripped
to?
off. You sit back. You have a nice little Shiraz there that you
Sounds
got
like
from McLaren Vale.
It's an Adelaide
It's
wedding.
an Adelaide thing, yeah. We'll let you go, mate. I haven't done too many Adelaide weddings.
There are so many rules and regulations around weddings. I mean, of course, a lot of it comes down to what you have to wear and whether you follow the dress code. You can't wear white. I know that's
No.
been a big one for a very long time because you don't want to upstage the bride.
I wore my cricket whites to a wedding once.
Did
and
you really?
They got really
The bride
upset
got
with
angry?
me. I took 6 for beforehand.
You know, the
I
other
thought,
one-
What are you getting angry for?
Oh, quite
my
often-
in-swingers were on fire.
Quite often you'll see stories too where the bride will turn up and she'll have a plunging neckline and, the
and
cleavage is
she's-
something and
yeah.
that's a distraction and that's a big no-no for a wedding as well.
Well, like
Especially in the church.
Yes.
I mean,
your
if-
mum
Mum
to Rose
Rose
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah, golden slipper that
What
day.
happened?
Not a wedding. She just had a little bit of a low top.
Christine Whipley wore this Well, let me just say
Nompy.
that the cleavage, it got up in race 4 and it paid a lot of money, that's for sure.
And don't worry about my mother's breasts, Kate. I spoke to her about it. So did John. We had different conversations, but I said if you could put them away, that'd be great.
Just quietly, Whipper. I don't think it's up to you or your father to speak to Christine about her breasts.
Oh, Kate, they were everywhere. Tom fell asleep on the left one.
I can't believe
felt
we're even
safe.
having this
leave
discussion.
my mum's boobs out of
Does
this.
your mother wear red to weddings?
No.
Why is red out?
Well, I didn't even know this. I thought red would have been quite a spectacular colour to wear.
You love wearing red.
So-
In our promo shots, you're wearing red.
Yeah, they make me wear red because it's the network colour.
Oh, of course.
It's not my favourite colour.
Crimson Kate, they call her.
Yeah.
Couldn't I wear my red suit?
It's not your best look, mate. It's really not your best
I
look.
like navy. I mean, I'm wearing a navy shirt today, but it doesn't pop, does it? The way that red does.
What's the red got to do with the wedding? Is it like a ball?
Yeah, what's wrong
like
with
a-
red at a
well,
wedding?
what do you think red says to you?
Danger, stop.
No, is that when
Hot.
you're trying to impress someone?
Well, the scarlet, it's scarlet, you know, maybe
yeah,
a little
sure.
bit sexy, a little bit, you know, that kind of thing. I didn't know, though. This is on some bridal podcast that's been floating around, that there's an old wives' tale that says that you can't, if you wear red to a wedding, it means that you have had intimate relations with the groom.
No way.
Whoa.
Yes. So if a woman was to wear red to the wedding,
With the groom.
Could you bring that up in a speech? Just to point out all the women in the
or
room
you
who
stand
are
up,
wearing
all the
red.
ladies wearing red, please rise.
Why would you give yourself away? You know what I mean? Kate, I had a situation at a mate's wedding, and he was standing there, and he was a bit of a lad in his day, and he'd known this group of girls for quite a long time.
Hell, man.
And he stood there at the church.
He was
and
getting married,
He
was
was
he?
getting married. He was the groom, and he said, "Oh my God, I've slept with every one of her bridesmaids." Oh,
Did he say that to you?
Yeah, he then realised he had a microphone on. So we had to take the videographer aside and just say, that will be an obvious edit, or as Tom would say on this show, clear edit.
Do you know what?
Don't include that
My
in the
first
final
thoughts
edit.
are get him on to Married at First Sight. Great casting.
You know what my first thoughts are?
Yeah.
What a little piggy wiggy saying that. Standing at the front.
Because they jumped him. All the girls had jumped him.
Welcome
wait-
to the Scotch College Boys.
Waiting for his bride,
he's loved
to
his
walk
life.
down the aisle.
Yeah.
Why would that even register? And even if it did,
I agree.
keep it to yourself,
I was
mate.
disgusted as
of
well.
all the days. No, you weren't.
Yeah,
You would have
no.
gone, and then you've asked them what they scored out of 10.
Horrific.
I
and
said
then
to him, isn't
picked
that
which one of
I said,
yours was the
"Isn't that-
most attractive.
Isn't that
Can't trust
disgusting that you have been used like a piece of meat by those girls? My heart went to him.
You need to
thought it
widen
is-
your friendship
it is
group.
absolutely
If you're getting
disgusting.
married and on the day you've been with all of the people in the wedding
I'd
party,
leave
I
the
mean,
wedding.
get
Okay,
out
at
more.
your wedding, had you been with anybody else in the room?
No, absolutely not.
Well said, Kate. But
Hands down.
Look
That's
at
why
me.
I only invited 4.
Outside of that, the numbers were going to rise really quickly.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
people who are addicted to their lawns, do you know someone who is just addicted to having their lawn in tiff-tough condition?
What? Tip-top or
no, tiff-tough.
Oh, Tip-Tough.
Apparently tiff-tough is the best lawn that you can get.
Oh, Tiff Tough, better than your buffalo.
Well, I've got two sets of mates who have Tiff Tough at home, which I think is still quite green during the winter months as well, because most most lawns, they go crazy during summer, but during winter it goes a bit crap.
Do you know who's a bit mad for their lawn? Smallsy from the surgery.
Does he really?
The maintenance on his lawn.
Wow.
You could turn it into a small golf course. He's done it beautifully.
Kent's mowing. He could
Kent's
start-
mowing. Yep. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? I'm here to trim your edges.
Yeah, well, it's there's a woman on the internet that's gone crazy because her next door neighbour mows his lawn 3 times a day. He starts with a heavy-duty grass cutter, then he comes in with another mower that has a roller on it.
Yeah, right.
And then there's another one with a heavy roller over the top of it.
Is he in a lawn competition?
No.
Are there lawn competitions?
No, he has an addiction to his lawn. 13 24 10 if you know someone like this.
I tell you what, it's a real power play too when you see a neighbour starting up their lawnmower. If they can start it with one pull, they put a bit of choke on it, and the next thing you know, he started it beautifully with one tug on the old Victor or whoever makes mowers these days. That is a real power play over your fence there if you're watching your neighbour do that.
Well, there is a term for it, dendrophilia. Dendrophilia literally means love of trees or grass. The term may sometimes refer to people who are sexually attracted or sexually aroused by nature.
This guy's not doing anything to his lawn.
Well,
that's
this may involve contact with the lawn. Now, in 2023, I didn't know this, but a man was arrested in Salisbury over in the UK after dozens of people witnessed him removing his clothing and rubbing himself against the stump of a tree in the Queen Elizabeth Gardens.
Don't see an issue with it. Got to watch for a couple of the spiders with the bark.
Although making love to a tree is not itself illegal in the UK, he was taken into custody for indecent exposure and was released on bail pending inquiries.
If you've got to go to the doctor and you've got a couple of splinters in your trunk, that's when you need to have a good look at yourself, I reckon. But maybe if you had a beautiful lawn, right, and you've done the edges and it's groomed perfectly and there's just sort of one hole in the middle of the lawn, you might look at it and think, my God, how do I give back to the earth?
Adam in Erskine Park, do you have an obsession with your lawn, Adsy?
Mate, I do, Fitzy. I do. I even started an Instagram page for it.
Oh, okay.
And can I ask what type of turf you use, Adam?
Mine's just a standard run-of-the-mill. It's a mix of cooch and clay.
The cooch, yeah.
Cooch and Kai. And Adam, how many times a week would you mow the lawn?
3 times a week.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you sort of Monday, Wednesday, Friday guy, or you throw in a Sunday? Or?
Just depends. Depends how it's looking.
Adam,
if it needs it, I'll do it.
Do you have a roller?
Yeah, I've got 3 of them.
Oh my God. Adam, can you give your Instagram page a bit of a shout-out now whilst we all perv on your lawn? What is it?
Adam Ida Lawn Star.
Adam?
Ida Lawn Star.
Ida, is that IDA?
Yep.
Adam Ida Lawn Star.
Like porn star, but lawn star.
Like lawn star, yeah.
That is good lawn, Adsy. That is amazing. Now, mate, can I ask you don't have a dog, do you? Because I've got a mate who's got Tiff Tuff, and his lawn, he is so addicted to it that he's had to move his dog into the front yard and build a fence for the front yard because his dog wheezes on the lawn and dries it out.
Yeah, correct. No, I've got kids, which is bad enough, but no dogs.
It looks like you've actually used a mowing technique to create that fresh line and crisscross look, which you might do on your steaks with the grill and the barbecue. But you see it beautifully done at, say, the SCG or the MCG fits. Well done, Adsy.
Adsy, like, does your partner appreciate this, Adam? Does she appreciate the lawn as much as you do?
When it's looking like that, she does, yes. She thinks I'm crazy, but when it looks like that, it's well worth it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful strip, mate.
Oh, that is magnificent. And we're going to go to Luke in Sylvania. Lukey, tell us about lawns, Luke.
Guys, I work with a guy who started a website called Lawn Porn, and basically it's for, I understand it's for people that really, really dig their lawn.
Yeah, it's like Adam. Adam would be onto that for sure.
Lawn porn.
And to what, I mean, have you caught him doing anything silly before? Like, do you think he's got dendrophilia or he may...
Yeah, we have the tiniest strip of lawn out the front of our office, and he's on foot every other day.
God, just a landing strip. There he is, fertilising it.
You haven't seen him. Do you reckon he would make love to the lawn if he could, Luke?
I certainly wouldn't say that, but he's definitely keen on lawn. You
want to be careful though, because if you're not great at hearing and you're making love to your lawn and a lawnmower comes along, you just... I don't know. I don't advise it. If you've got anything else on today, stick to that instead of doing that to your lawn.
That is amazing. It'd be a great little It's a great hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
You put your AirPods on, you listen to your music, and you have a look at your lawn.
Yeah. Honey, I think you've been cheating on me.
You've got 3 kids as well. You need to look after them.
Have you got a mistress? What are you doing out in front? What are you doing on the nature strip?
Put your pants down on the lawn for me.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Who is the worst customer that you've had to deal with? If you've worked in retail, hospitality, I want to hear from you because there's a bit of a... Oh, I tell you what, it's firing up around the Balmain area.
What's happened, mate?
The locals are talking. Chow Time, which is a great cafe on Darling Street.
What kind of food?
They just cook different types of meals. This is what I love about it, Kate. Different types of meals, and they just leave it in the window, and you get to choose. There was pork meatballs the other day.
So is it Oriental?
Wraps.
Or do they just mean kind of casual chow down?
Yeah, whatever they feel like cooking at the time, and it's always different. It's magnificent.
Fresh chow.
Fresh.
So come in and chow down.
Quiches, cakes, there's everything that's going on.
I'm in, mate.
So anyway, the other day, a woman came into the store and she asked for a chai latte and she wanted 3 falafels. So she's there for 3 minutes as they're making her chai latte, and she said, "Is this going to take any more time?"
Oh, that's rude.
She said, "I'm just making your chai latte now and we're warming up your falafels." They then bring out the falafels. She blows up because the falafels aren't hot enough.
Okay.
I want you to heat them up. They need to be hot.
Stop yelling.
But she's also in a hurry.
So this is the thing. She said the chai latte took a little bit, because I think chai latte takes a bit of time to
Chais
make.
can take time. Yeah.
I don't have chai.
I don't have chai either. I mean, my wife has sort of
I'm looking at the chime and I need my chai.
I get nervous because I don't think I know what chai is.
So I think... Anyway, six minutes later, she said, "This is ridiculous. I haven't got my falafels. I haven't got my chai latte. I want my money back." They said, "You're not getting your money back. We've nearly made your chai latte."
Yeah.
She said, "Right," grabs a sausage roll that was under a cover on the counter with her hands.
Chow down on that.
And she walked out of the store.
You're kidding me.
The woman that owns Chow Time went running after her, grabbed her and said, "Give me the sausage roll." She said, "But I want my chai latte."
No.
Chai time.
Now, this is everyone around Balmain is starting to fire up now. So the woman that owns Chow Time basically took the sausage roll back, and then she crunched up the sausage roll in front of the woman and said, "Well, we can't use that now because you've had your hands on it."
Yes, I mean her big germs. The other thing is, for a woman who's ordering, and I love the way you say falafel because it makes me feel about laughing. 3 falafels. Did the lady who was ordering 3 falafels know that she'd grabbed a meat sausage roll?
Well,
I mean, is she a non-meat eater?
That is a fair call, Kate. If you're a vegan,
Man.
what are you going the sausage roll for?
I think she was in a panic.
I like that she chased her out the door. I was thinking maybe there would have been a Royal Rumble on the street. Get her in a headlock.
Over a sausage roll.
I would have.
See, if you get an irate customer at Bunnings, you're in a fair bit of trouble because this happened down in Melbourne southeast. But obviously at Bunnings, someone that was shopping in the store was not happy because this incident unfolded in front of the charity Sausage Sizzle.
Oh, no.
But when you work in Bunnings, you can grab yourself an axe and have a go at the people that work in Bunnings.
My God, arm yourself with a nail gun if you have to.
Is that what happens?
Yes. Yep, they had a go. He was aggravated with something, so he grabbed himself an axe and said, "I want this, I want that."
Oh, he's
And
not
then
having a good day.
Everyone who was getting a snag out the front said, "Well, we better put our sauce on and get out of here. No onions."
I remember seeing a guy at the bar one time, and it was just beautifully done. But he walked in and he was cracking it about something and then said, "Do you know who I am?" He played that line, he played that card.
No.
And the guy behind the bar did beautifully, and he said, "Can anybody help this guy? He's forgotten his name."
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast. Win Kate Ritchie's car.
You got a fast car. I want to get to anywhere. It's Nova's Impreza for Kate Ritchie's Impreza.
Biggest celebrity that's been in the Impreza. Who's the biggest name you've had in
not
there?
you.
Oh, don't point at yourself, Kate.
That does impress me much.
All right, if you can impress Gout Girl, you can win her Impreza. This is exciting stuff. You just need to do something on air. Tell her a story. Dance a dance. Sing a song. This could be yours. What's interesting too, Kate Ritchie, is we're not only giving away your car, we're starting to load up this car.
I know.
with
Yesterday
goods.
we put in a 50-inch television.
50-inch television.
into the boot. It's in the boot right now.
Well, I just checked the glove box. You're not going to believe it. There's a double pass to see 50 Cent. Bang!
Oh, yes, there is.
We are filling up this car. Can you impress Kate Ritchie this morning? Jazz in Cronulla. Hey, Jazz.
Hey guys, how are ya?
Very good, Jazz.
Very well this morning. Can't wait to see the talent lining up. What?
I don't know the amount of talent.
Oh, come on.
on,
That
Jazz.
is not the attitude we want, Jazz. What have you got for us?
So when I was about 5 or 6, me and my sister, for some unusual reason, were playing a game of fetch, where I was the dog on all fours while she threw a ruler at me and I ran through the house with the ruler in my mouth.
Here we go.
That's so fun.
So at one of these times, it was actually Good Friday, I hit the linen press with the ruler coming lengthways out of my mouth and succeeded to go to the kitchen sink and blood was coming out of my mouth. And typical mother in the 80s, my mother was like, don't worry, you'll be right, you know, blah, blah, blah. So finally she decided to take me out to the hospital, had some tests, and the doctor of the day came out and said, you have successfully removed your tonsil. I couldn't have done it better in surgery myself.
Wow!
Yeah.
That is amazing, Jazz.
That's the good old days for you, isn't it, Jazz? So that ruler was rammed so far into your throat, it sliced your tonsils out.
Yeah, we don't know where the tonsil went. We physically don't believe we saw the tonsil, so it's probably somewhere around my belly and I've just got one tonsil in my throat.
Yeah, you swallowed that thing.
Hey, you know what, Jazz? My wife did a similar thing, running around, ruler in the mouth, fell, cut the back of her throat. She was so small, they needed to stitch up the back of her throat. They cut the sides of her mouth so they could open her mouth wider to get in and stitch.
Like the Joker.
Like the Joker. She is the Joker. Great story, Jazz.
Yeah.
Fiona in Camden, you need to impress Kate Ritchie right now. Go for it.
I've wanted to be a bridal gown designer since the age of 4. I got knocked back a fair bit when I was younger, and the only person who really encouraged me was my mother. 44 years later, I have come first in Western Sydney for the Wedding Industry Awards 5 years in a row.
Are
and
you
I would
serious?
Wow.
Yeah. I would love to make a dress for you for your next awards, Kate Ritchie.
Oh, shivers.
Oh, Fiona.
Oh, my gosh, this is something.
Give yourself a plug here. What's your full name, Fiona, or do you have a business name?
Yes, I do, and my business name is in honour of my mother. My mother passed away 9 years ago, and she told my 2 young boys, when I pass away, because I won't be here for much longer, I will turn into a white butterfly. So my business name is White Butterfly Bridal Couture.
Oh, that's beautiful, Fiona. I can hear the emotion.
White Butterfly Bridal Couture. Everyone have a look at that. Weddings are back on now, guys.
They are, Fiona. What's interesting, later in the year, I think October possibly, is the Radio Night of Nights, the ACRA Awards. Obviously, this show takes home an absolute truckload. Kate Ritchie, I think, because we'll be there too. I mean, I'm happy to be your handbag on your side, Kate Ritchie. You could be wearing a white butterfly dress made by Fiona.
I could be.
Let's lock that in now. Will you commit now?
I do have a stylist who could probably make some calls.
The stylist can speak to Fiona and we can make sure that dress is ready to go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Michael
and Lewisham.
Good morning, all.
G'day, Michael.
G'day, Mick.
Hi.
I was pretty inspired by Kate. I saw her on Arndo, and I found that she was extremely vulnerable and let her hair down and just told everybody a story, and it was very impressive and touching. So I just thought, and very nice timing that May's in there today with you, but I just thought I'd write you a little poem because all ladies love a poem written about them.
Oh, this is good,
Michael, that's so nice. May's actually sitting here beside me. Would you like Michael to read us a poem this morning, darling?
Yes.
Yes. So thank
Consider
you.
it done.
All right, here we go.
The title is The Love of May.
Oh, this is beautiful. Okay.
We are islands inside islands with precious time to savour. Our lives like driftwood on the beach till the tide is in our favour. One face, the key to many, sudden friendships by the score. There are those who love to party whilst others pass your door. You sacrificed your childhood, but strength found you your way. But the voids left behind in that struggle are now filled by the love of May.
Oh, that's
How's the next verse go? Oh, that's it.
Do you know what?
Oh, that is...
Michael, thank you so much.
I love it.
I'm not sure if it's...
May loves it, and also I was so glad that the last line rhymed, and you used the word may, because I was just hoping so much you weren't going to say home and away or make some reference and make it would just have ruined the whole thing. No disrespect to home and away, of course, but it would have been a cliche.
I wrote one as well, Kate. I know I can't win.
Wow.
It goes, there was one. Once was a man called Perkin. It was always playing with his gherkin. His mother said Perkins.
No.
Whipper, you've done so well with a small child in here today. You've censored yourself very well. You all have.
If the Perkin rhyme has impressed you, then let that be the case. Has anyone else impressed you today, Kate Ritchie?
Well, I don't know. Let's run through them, darling. We have Jazz, who took her own tonsils out.
Yep.
Fiona from White Butterfly Bridal Couture.
Who's going to make you a dress for the radio awards?
Yeah, and then Michael, who penned a poem.
Oh my gosh, it was beautiful.
For
you, mate. Yeah.
For you and I, darling.
Hey, darling.
No.
Hey, darling. My boots getting
You
bad.
can't tease someone about the way they speak of their child.
Oh, you can't. Let's get a bit more Luke Combs on the show.
Do you like me calling you darling?
You bet.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about this in the car.
Anybody impress you?
Okay.
Back to the radio show we're doing.
What?
Do you know what? Michael from Lewisham has really impressed me with
Michael,
that
what
beautiful poem.
You're in the running, big guy.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie.
Hey, that's the secret. Podcast password.
If you want to get your hands on stacks of great prizes, just head over to our Instagram stories at Fitzy Whipper Kate and enter this password. Today's password is
marriage. The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Actually, I want to talk about goldfish. Is it really true, Tommy? Can you find out with their memories? Do they forget every 3 seconds what they just did a few seconds before?
That is the hot rumour.
I heard it's been pushed out to 11 seconds of memory.
It's not good, though, is it? Like, if you fall in love with another goldfish...
Groundhog Day.
It's you.
I think it's wonderful. Maybe we should have a memory like that, because we would continue to fall in love with the people around us over and over and over again.
And is that an urban myth, or is it true?
They actually busted that myth, Fitzy. They busted it on Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah, classic. The boys would have been straight onto that.
Fizzing at the ding hole.
Yeah. Whip, maybe you could say Mythbusters for
Mythbusters.
Very good.
Mythbusters.
He can't get it right.
Yes, I can.
Why can't you? What is
it's
it?
Just hard to
say it again.
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. He always with the
because you've got that big fat tongue.
I think it could be the size of the tongue.
That's all. I think he had a bad breakup with Liz Smiley once, and ever since then he hasn't been able to get out Mythbusters.
It's not true. Their memory lasts months. The animal with the shortest memory is a bee, 2.5 seconds.
Wow, interesting.
Really?
Wow, bees don't get it. They don't get a good life, do they? Because if they sting you, they're dead, aren't they?
And they work so hard while they are alive.
Anyway, a goldfish has broken a record. They're trying to find out if this is true or not, but a UK mum has come out and said that Sparky, the pet goldfish at home, is 22 years of age. It's the oldest goldfish of all time.
22? What's the size of it?
Well, no, it's I don't know, but have a look at it there. I mean, look at his eyes. His eyes are stuffed.
Oh, they're glazed over. They're like, old dogs where they get a bit grey in the eyes.
And I think it just swims into the
tank,
into the aquarium regularly. The other thing as well, it's a good effort by Sparky, because Sparky's had a few things happen to her over the years.
Oh, it's a woman?
Yeah. Sparky... unfortunately, Nicole Arathun is her name.
Yeah. See you soon.
She said, I'll see you very soon, Sparky. I'll see you on Mythbusters.
Mythbusters, yeah. Sorry, we are talking about a 22-year-old goldfish,
yeah?
Good stuff.
Arathun had a daughter called Thiena. And Thiena...
Okay, that's enough.
She was a silly sausage.
Thiena...
Just swam and swam and swam.
Sparky's been doing it tough because...
You got a gym.
You got a door, you got a gym. No, because... The daughter dropped a sausage roll into the aquarium once. Now, usually fish die from that because they'll keep eating until they die.
Yeah, they just don't know when to stop.
No, they don't. That's why
Surprised you're still in
high
Whip.
school was goldfish.
Where did you find this must talk about story?
This is amazing. So 22-year-old goldfish, mate, that should be dead because the daughter dropped a sausage roll into its aquarium.
But
This is
it's
an
not
amazing-
dead.
This is an amazing story.
Yeah, you reckon?
What a great effort.
Defied the laws of
Oh
goldfish.
my God. You haven't got anything about a tortoise at Lamington, have you?
Nicole Arathun said, "This has got to be recorded in the Guinness World Book of Records
For the oldest fish?
For the oldest fish.
Oh, Tommy, are we going to do Goldfish Fridays or something, or is that it?
Yeah,
Is that
coming
the
up very-
best goldfish story we got?
Coming up next, fish and chips.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.